Yep, the weather's cooling, the leaves are changing color, and that's always a sign that we're changing seasons. Not just fall, but we're also moving into the flu season.
And if you have kids, then you know how quickly it can spread once someone in the family gets sick. Everybody starts to get it. So joining us this morning to talk about some of the things you can do to keep your family healthy, Dr. Ebony Harpool from the Detroit Medical Center. Good morning, doctor.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, let's start getting right to it with the flu.
Yes.
Why is it so common this time of year?
We got the change in weather.
Yeah.
I think mostly it's the reason why it's so common. And people who suffer from seasonal allergies and going from hot to cold.
So colder temps
Yes.
start to spread things easier.
Yes.
Really? And you kind of hear sort of people say, well, it's because everyone is inside and we're not outside as much. The doors are closed, the windows are closed, recirculating there. Is there any truth to that?
I think it is a little bit. I think that when there are cold temperatures out, it usually kills some of the bacteria than the warm temperatures. But I think with the change in temperatures, you know, people who suffer from sinusitis or chronic allergies, you know, they suffer the most during this time of year.
What are some of the early symptoms that people should look out for if they think they might be coming down with the flu?
Body aches, fatigue, high fever, maybe a little cough. Those are usually some of the early symptoms.
Now, what are the best ways? Are there ways to prevent the flu? Obviously, it's a virus. We can't cure it.
Right.
So prevention's the best method. What can we do to prevent getting the flu?
First off, by getting the flu vaccine each year. I just got mine yesterday.
Okay.
Also,
How are you feeling?
I'm
Okay.
feeling good. I'm good.
There's some controversy about whether or not people feel any symptoms after.
Yes, all my patients ask me if they can get the flu from getting the flu shot, and I tell them no. But in order to prevent the flu, first getting the flu vaccine each year, washing your hands properly and often, covering your coughs and sneezes, using hand sanitizers when soap and water are not immediately available, using single-use disposable tissue as needed, and staying home when you're sick, especially during this time of the year.
Don't put yourself around anybody else who could
Possibly
take the risk of getting sick themselves.
Exactly.
You know, people look at the flu and they just think of it as like, it's just a really bad cold. Is the flu more than that?
Yes. It's not just a bad cold. You can have complications from the flu. And some of those complications are pneumonia, ear and sinus infections, dehydration, worsening of chronic medical conditions such as chronic heart and lung diseases, asthma, liver and kidney disease, and also death.
Well, and it's crazy because when I was a kid growing up, I always associated the flu with when you're vomiting, but that's not the case. It's a lot more than that, and kind of rarely that.
Yeah,
actually.
it's rarely.
Now, when are people most contagious? When would you say when they're starting to get symptoms? Once they've gone to the doctor and they say, yes, you have the flu right now, when they have a fever, when are they contagious?
In the beginning stages, in the early stages of the flu, is when people are most contagious. And usually within the first 24 to 48 hours, you can get treated. The treatment is more effective, such as you heard Tamiflu. It's most effective during the first 24 to 48 hours.
You know, what are some of the, you hear about Tamiflu. I didn't realize that Tamiflu was one, I guess, sort of, not everywhere, but that you could just go to your doctor's office and get it. Is it difficult to get Tamiflu?
I had to take it last year. I came
No, it's
down
not
with the
difficult
flu.
at all to get Tamiflu. Not at all.
Doctor just prescribes it, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I had to take it. I wasn't feeling well. I did not get my flu shot, so I can tell you that I will be getting one this year.
That's right, and especially parents with young kids.
I know.
It's very important.
So quickly, where can everybody go get a flu shot?
Well, they can come see me or my partner. We are located at 97 Monroe, adjacent to the CompuWare building in downtown Detroit.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Ebony Harpool. Thanks for joining us this
Thank you.
morning and bringing us up to date as we enter
appreciate
into
it.
the flu season. We'll have more 7 Action News this morning coming up right after the break.